perfect fit is important. Now, an Aussie tech startup has a way to make sure everything is as millimetre perfect as this CX-30. Hit the link to find out more.
MixxFM News.
Say hi to new owners Renee and Dale. Say hello to fresh carpet, blinds and rugs at Hamilton Carpet Court.
Part of the Ace Radio Network, 88.9 and 93.7 MixxFM.
12 degrees in Melbourne, partly cloudy tomorrow, a top of 19. It's 5 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Tony Tardio. Former Health Minister Jenny Mikakos and ex-Jobs Minister Martin Pakula will come under focus of a class action against Victoria's hotel quarantine program. The Victorian Supreme Court has approved the class action that thousands of businesses have been fighting for. The claim is against the two former ministers, the State of Victoria, and two senior bureaucrats. Quinn Emanuel partner and lawyer Damien Scatini says there were failures in the rollout of the state's quarantine program.
They didn't train the hotel quarantine staff, they didn't supervise them, and they didn't properly equip them. And as a consequence, it was inevitable that the virus would escape into the community as it did at that time.
A judge has shown mercy towards Roberta Williams as she was sentenced for blackmailing a TV producer in 2019. The 53-year-old has been placed on a 2-year community corrections order and won't have to do unpaid community work because she's the sole carer for her non-verbal son who has autism. Williams concocted a plan to extort money from Ryan Nemenko following disputes about money for a Melbourne reality series called Mob Wives. The TV producer feared for his life after he was lured to a Collingwood business where he was tied to a chair, threatened with a gun and assaulted during a 3-hour ordeal. Nemenko was forced to transfer ownership of his mother's car and his father and sister each handed over $1,000. Williams didn't take part in the assault but was complicit through her presence. People exposed to toxic chemicals at the former CFA training college at Fiskville will finally have access to a redress scheme. Firefighters saying it's not about money. Stephanie Wacklewick reports.
Shoving back tears via Rescue Victoria Assistant Chief Fire Officer Mick Tisbury says Fiskville was a dark stain on Victoria's fire services history and a $57 million redress scheme will finally provide some closure.
This is never about a money grab. Lives were destroyed. I'm hoping today will be the final chapter.
As many as 1,300 people who worked, trained or lived near the training facility will be able to access payments of up to $45,000. The scheme will also include mental health and medical support and won't preclude people from pursuing legal action and compensation. It comes 6 years after it was recommended by a parliamentary inquiry. Emergency Services Minister Jacqueline Symes acknowledging it has been a long time coming.
This was about hearing from every individual that was potentially exposed to harm at Fiskville, and those stories vary greatly.
At State Parliament, Stephanie Wacklewick, 9 News.
A former High Court judge will lead the inquiry into the Scott Morrison portfolio saga. The former Prime Minister secretly appointed himself to 5 extra roles between 2020 and 2021. A report has found Mr Morrison did not do anything illegal, but should have been transparent about the arrangement. The federal government says there are many questions that still must be answered. A 33-year-old man is under police guard in hospital following an aggravated burglary at Langwarrin early this morning. A man was attacked with a sledgehammer after confronting a would-be thief in the driveway of his Elm Grove home. In finance news, the share market up 53 points, the dollar buying 69.54 US cents.
Sam Groves knows the Hamilton property market. Call Sam at Groves Real Estate.
Star Brisbane midfielder Lachie Neale is expecting a big performance from captain Dane Zorko when the Lions meet Richmond in next week's elimination final. Zorko has had to apologise for a sledging incident during the Lions' loss to Melbourne. Neale says the captain has the side's full support.
He's our captain. That won't change through September, so we'll back him in 100%. Expect him to lead from the front like he usually does. He provides great intent with defensive pressure, tackling. His ball use is first class.
Essendon's finalised a committee of 6 to find a replacement for Ben Rutten, Robert Walls, Jordan Lewis and former NAB chief Andrew Thorburn among those on the committee. It's 5 past 5. That's the latest in news and sport.
If you have an unwanted tree that needs removing or trees that are encroaching on fence lines, Barco can sort it out. They're your local accredited professional team and one-stop shop for tree lopping and traffic management.
The next time you try a McCafe coffee, you'll be enjoying the delicious taste of Australia's most popular barista-made coffee. Just one of many reasons to try McCafe.
It's hard to believe that some people buy beds out of town. Makes you wonder if they've ever been to Beds. And if they know how good the staff are and the time they spend making their customers happy, shopping elsewhere is a bit silly, really. Beds of Portland, Mix FM's Business of the Month.
Mix FM, your official emergency broadcaster.
So if you're hitting the open road on your next outdoor adventure,
Mix FM weather.
Southern Grampians Livestock and Real Estate welcomes Edith Fox to the Portland sales team.
Cloudy for the rest of your Friday with light winds and an overnight low of 6 degrees. There'll be cloud about tomorrow with a slight chance of showers and 20k winds reaching a max of 16. Sunday will be partly cloudy with northerly winds reaching 30k's, a top of 19. And Monday will be cloudy with a very high chance of rain and the chance of a thunderstorm, a high of 15. Tomorrow looking at a top of 16 for Hamilton and 17 for Warrnambool, Portland and the coast.
Harvey Norman Hamilton, your kitchen appliance specialist.
At the moment, it's 11 degrees.